Haha. What's up, everyone? How's it going? We just thought we'd jump on here and have a little live stream. Because, why not? We're just going to sit and talk. Of course, I'm Josh. And we have Jerry Mckinney with us.
Yay.
What's up, Jerry?
Not much, man.
How are you tonight?
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
A Sunday. I spent most of my day making T-shirts.
Making T-shirts?
Yeah.
What kind of T-shirts are you making?
Company branded T-shirts.
Oh, right. And what's the name of your company again?
Complete Home Services.
Everybody, if you're in the Western North Carolina area and you need home services done, call Complete.
Construction, remodeling, and we finance.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we just recently...
so y'all do in-house financing?
Yeah, well, we've got 17 different lenders that we go through, and we can work from people with a credit score of 550 on up, and we can finance people from $1,000 all the way to $249,000. So pretty much whatever that you need,
wow,
we got you. We do concrete work, construction, remodeling. You can pretty much name it, we do it.
Sweet. That's awesome. See, I knew y'all did like property management and stuff like that, but I really didn't know like what y'all really did. Like,
yeah, we level houses, we do flooring, we do new home builds. Whenever it comes to the world of construction, whatever that there is to do, we're the guys that do it.
Okay. That's pretty cool. What else have you been doing?
I have been setting up my new streaming room, getting ready to go back live on Facebook as Goofball Gaming. I play video games on live stream. And, taking care of the house, just pitter-puttering around, making sure the kids are happy.
How are the kids?
They're awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely awesome.
Yep.
Dude, if you met the littlest one and spent more time around her, oh, man, she'll melt your heart.
Well, she does every time we spend time together. Like, every time I hang out with y'all, she does.
Yeah, she says, now she says, everybody who meets her, she says, they say, what's your name? And she says, Avery Kinney. She uses it all as one word with no Mick in it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So Jerry and I have known each other for a really, really long time. The first time I met you, you came to my apartment with a mutual friend, and I had just got back from Walmart. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's when we met. Okay, I wanted to make sure. So let me set the stage for everybody. I just got back from Walmart. Now, at this time in my life, I like to partake in recreational substances at that point. And I would name the ones that I would do, but it was pretty much anything I could get my hands on at that point. But at this moment, I was just really high on weed. I'd smoked a lot of weed, and it was like, I don't know, it was in the middle of the night sometime. And I come home from Walmart, and Jerry's in my house, and I have on a pair of sunglasses that I had just purchased with the tag still on them.
A Pink Floyd shirt on.
A Pink Floyd shirt on. A Pink Floyd CD that I already had. I'd purchased another copy of it for some reason.
Freezer food with no microwave.
That's right. I didn't have a microwave yet. Because I had just moved in.
Yeah, you didn't have a microwave, and I watched you put all of the food away, and I was like scanning the kitchen, and I was like, where's his microwave? Because you had all this microwave food, and I started questioning you about your microwave, and you was like, yeah, I don't have one. It was the greatest thing ever. And I think that we crippled ourselves that night.
Oh, I'm sure we did.
And we've been the best of friends ever since.
Ever since. Yeah, I'm sure we got, I don't remember. I mean, I very, very vaguely, I just barely remember that story. Like, I remember coming in and seeing you in the apartment with the mutual friend who was my roommate at the time, and I remember wearing the sunglasses because they were a pair of Foster Grant Ironmans, and they had the plastic tag in the middle, and they were still on, and it was in the middle of the night. I don't know.
It was like 11, 12 o'clock
Was
at
it?
night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was dark outside.
And I think that later that week, we got together, and you had got a couch given to you by somebody.
Yes.
And
yes.
we had to get it up the stairs, and you had not measured the couch because what stoners do measure couches.
No, I did not.
And we had to end up cutting the legs off of the couch, and that couch never had legs on it again.
No, it did.
And we put it upstairs in the bedroom.
The spare bedroom.
Yeah, the spare bedroom.
So that was after he moved out.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks later, because he had moved out, and he was sleeping on the meat couch.
Right.
The meat couch is a whole nother story, too.
I forgot about the meat couch, too. Oh, my God. Oh, the meat couch.
And
yeah.
That couch seen so many miles.
Man, so the the couch, I do remember this. After we cut the legs off, we realized they unscrewed.
Yeah.
After we took, was it a hand saw or a skill saw? I think it was an electrical saw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of some kind.
Yeah, it was.
And saw the legs off.
It was actually a sawzall.
Okay, who had a sawzall?
That would be me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know.
Yeah, and
how we did that.
we got the couch up there, and I was like, how are we going to put the legs back on? And he was like, it doesn't need legs.
I mean, it really didn't.
No, and there was so many things that we done throughout the course of the next 4 months. 5, 6 months maybe, and we could just go on and on and on with all of the kind of stupid stories that we done.
Oh man, we done so much stupid shit.
It was unreal.
We done so much stupid shit.
So let me take a moment to throw a character out there who is dead and gone now. God rest his soul. But I think that he was one of mine and your most favorite people ever.
Especially to do drugs with.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Harold Mckinney.
Yep, Harold. Mm-hmm.
And Harold was, his nickname was Bones. And he was a man that was egregiously older than us.
Oh, dude. Like, he was in his 70s.
He was in his 60s at that point in time. Late 50s, early 60s.
I was 17, barely 18.
Yeah. And I introduced Josh to Harold. And Harold was a character all within himself.
He really was. He really was.
He was such a good person who suffered with alcoholism. He suffered with so many different issues, but just the heart of that man was one of the biggest hearts that I have ever known in my life.
Oh, he would have gave you the shirt off his back like no question asked.
He sure would have give you $5,000.
He would. I forgot about that. It was $10,000 actually.
$10,000.
Yeah, it was $10,000. So I was taking him home one night because he didn't drive. He didn't have his license, and I was running him home after we'd hung out and drank and smoked at my house and partied. Being the party animals that we were. And he was like, let's see, how was it?
It was at the Skyline.
Was he living there? No, I was taking him to.
Y'all had been to the Skyline.
Yeah, we had been there to get beer or something. But I was taking him home, and he was like, Josh, if you needed $10,000 for cocaine, I'd give it to you. And I was like,
All right,
all
then.
right, man, thanks. He followed that up with, because I know what you need and what you don't need.
Absolutely.
It's like, you're absolutely right, Harold. And then he followed that up immediately with bursting into, I love little baby ducks.
Yeah, he never give that man a guitar. Number one, he couldn't sing. Number two, he couldn't play a guitar, but he thought he could.
Oh, dude, it was so funny. He sang that song. Like, I'd never heard that song. I didn't know what that song was about.
Tom T. Hall.
Yeah, at that time, I had no idea. And, you know, was just a young dude that was with this old man who just offered to give him $10,000 for cocaine. And I didn't really know what to think. And I mean, I was kind of like, okay, well, can I have 10 grand for cocaine? But I didn't. I was like, no, I feel like that's going to put me in a situation I don't want to be in.
Yeah, you know, he's dead and gone now, and a lot of the people who lived in that area are dead and gone now. And from that area, which is not far from where that we are right now, so many awesome memories and so many awful memories to boot.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually talking to one of my friends about a lot of the trauma and stresses of living in that area and what that I dealt with as a child, and the things that I seen that people should never see. But at the same time, there was good groups of people who live there who might have been alcoholics, and a lot of people wouldn't have been around those people, but if it wasn't for those people, they was kind of my saving grace in many ways.
Right.
And you know, I learned so much from that group of people on honestly just how to be a decent person.
Yeah, Kink.
Yeah.
You know, there was Kink and Harold and
Jimmy.
Jim.
Yeah.
Yep, Jim. And they were all related.
Yeah.
I know. Like, weren't Jim and Harold brothers?
No.
No?
They're first cousins.
First cousins.
Yeah.
And that was Jim's house that Harold lived in.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a whole situation there.
It was.
A whole situation. Whole situation.
But you always knew, like, I went through a lot of things whenever I was like 13, 14, 15 years old. And they was my go-to. Like, I would completely run from my house.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, one of the things that you learn from going through something like that is you never know who out there in the world will be your special set of people.
That's true.
And you know, if you would have looked at that group of people, you would have said, from an outside view, you might have said, wow, they're kind of seedy people. I wouldn't want to be around them.
You would have definitely said that they had some emotional damage.
Yeah, and it was due to the alcoholism, the constant drinking, and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you boiled it down, just roundabout good, generalized people.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, they were just salt of the earth, man.
They was, and they
They were
would
salt of the earth.
they would always take care of me. Every Saturday, or every Sunday, whether it was football season or NASCAR season, we was in front of the TV and everybody was pulling for their favorite racer, and there was always good conversation going on. And I'm glad that you got to be a small piece of that.
Mm-hmm. I got to meet everybody, and
yeah.
Oh my God, the funniest story I remember about Harold was we had been up all night. I don't know if it was me and you. I think it was me and Scotty. Actually, I think. I don't know if you were here for that or not, but Anyway, I wound up at Harold's house. I've been out all night trying to find weed because I was bored and didn't have anything else to do, and I just been driving around looking for weed. Which, by the way, don't do drugs, kids. Like, I don't do drugs now. I don't recommend using drugs. Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad.
Okay, drugs bad. Okay. No, they are. They're horrible, and a lot of my friends who were in that lifestyle with us did not make it out unscathed.
No, they did not.
But this is the lighter side of things. Anyway, I wound up at Harold's early in the morning. He had just woke up, and he was like, "Yeah, man, well, I'll take you to get some bud." So I waited on him, and he went in the bathroom, and I heard, "Ooh!"
I remember this.
And I was like, "What the hell's going on?" He come out of the bathroom about 5 or 10 minutes later, and he was like, "I just had the worst experience of my life." I said, "What happened, dude?" I guess he had got up and he was sitting on the toilet smoking a cigarette, and he went to put it out in the toilet, and he stuck
it out on his balls.
Stuck it right to the tip of his pecker, man. It was on the tip of his pecker. Tried to put it in the toilet, and he yelped. That was hysterical.
I'm pretty much thinking anybody would have made a good squalling noise.
Oh God, absolutely. That was awful.
And
that's terrible.
There was a point in time where that I seen him so hammered one night that he was taking a fork out of the ashtray. Was you there?
I don't know.
He was taking a fork out of the ashtray, and he was smoking the fork and flipping the ashes off of the fork. And I walked around the corner and seen him doing it, and I was like, "You good, buddy?"
Oh my God.
And he went, "I'm just peachy." Oh, he was something else. One of the best characters. I mean, I would love to have him sitting here next to us.
Oh, I know, right?
It would be a crazy.
I could not imagine having him on a podcast or a live stream. Like, number one, he wouldn't realize what was going on. He would have no idea what we were doing just because of his age, the age gap. But and the burnt brain cells. But he would, man, the stories he would tell.
The crazy thing about it too is this dude smoked weed all of the time.
Every day, all
constantly.
day. Every day, all day.
And he would sit down, and I remember as a kid watching him read War and Peace in 5 days.
That's crazy.
He would sit down and read encyclopedias. He was so intelligent.
Oh, he was, I know he was extremely intelligent. You
It's
could tell that by talking to him when he was coherent.
Whenever he was coherent, that was the point. Well, you had about a hour and 45-minute window to catch him coherent, and then
God, he lived in the woods for forever. I remember that. He had a tent, and he had this weird old skull like nailed up on a tree above his tent.
Yeah, and he ended up he lived in that tent. I'm thinking maybe up until he died.
Oh wow!
But I mean, he had it like set up to where that he was happy, and
he was fine,
and he was just a genuine, pure old hippie.
I don't know that I would call him hippie. I would call him like a mountain man hippie.
He
was a total mountain man, but he had that hippie, like, he did the hippie drugs.
Yeah,
but he did not have the hippie mindset at all.
He was about peace and love.
Well, he was too high to do anything else. Right. But oh no, dude, he was just a straight up mountain man. Like, everything about him was mountain man.
Yes. Everything
Everything about him, from his hat to his
big
beard,
burly chest,
beard, his Canadian tuxedo he wore all the time, the jean shirt and jean shorts.
Yeah. And here's another crazy thing about him is he was a professional stonemason, and he has stonemasonry in this area and all over the place really and truly that are considered works of art.
Wow.
He made it was in some huge national magazine. He had made a Star of David in a chimney with rock.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it was absolutely beautiful. And, this will lead into something else. There is so many people that live in this area that are or were national treasures. They
For sure.
They're like, I grew up next door to Gaylord Perry.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
It is.
Gaylord Perry lives here. I mean, the guy who produced one of the greatest selling, like, greatest hits albums of all time.
Bill, how do you say his last name?
Simzik. Yeah, Bill Simzik.
Yeah, I used to mow his yard.
Yeah, Bill Simzik. I mean, he worked with the Beatles. Not the Beatles, I'm sorry, the Eagles.
The Eagles.
Bob Seger.
Yeah.
I mean, all these huge bands. He produced the greatest hits for the Eagles. He he worked for Bob Seger. He's friends with Joe Walsh. Lives here. It's crazy the amount of people.
B. Hensley was the man who handmade all of the wrought iron gates that are all the way around the White House.
Oh, that's crazy.
Orville Woody was a world famous chair maker.
Yeah, Woody's Chair Shop.
And all of the rocking chairs that are in the White House are made by him.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, there is a famous picture of JFK that is said that he hurt his back in the romp room with Marilyn Monroe the day before. That was great. And he's sitting he's sitting in the chair, and he's all bent over and slumped over, and he hurt his back, and the chair that he's sitting in is one of the chairs that Orville Woody made.
Wow.
I just think that that's so cool that there's so many pieces of history in this area.
I'm sorry.
Marilyn Manson, JFK. Wow.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It is.
That cracked me up. Cracked me up. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But growing up, with all these national treasures and all of these people around me that were just absolutely famous, like people would be like, "Wow, you grew up," but it wasn't like that.
No, I did some work I did a lot of work for Gaylord Perry when I worked at the print shop, and met him on several occasions. Super nice guy. I mean, it was just they're just regular people, man.
Yeah, and
they're just regular people.
What about the Burleson guy who lives in Avery County? He played for the NBA.
I have no idea.
He ended up being
clue.
like a he was some type of Senate member or something like that, but he's from Avery County, and I've met him multiple times.
I don't know.
And he was like a very famous NBA star.
Wow.
Just normal dude.
Yeah. Man, celebrities are normal people.
They are. But people make them out to be such superheroes.
Well, we do. We idolize them. We place them on pedestals because that's, in this culture of gods and clods, that's what we do. We're but peons that look up to these superstars when they're every bit as fucked up and awful as we are.
Yeah, and
if not worse.
Some of them are no more capable than we are. We just don't have the initiative and drive.
Well, there's that. Some people don't have the initiative and drive, and there's societal advantages too that people have that I don't have. Like Billie Eilish is beautiful and has a wonderful voice.
Are you saying that you're not beautiful?
And
Josh,
I'm not beautiful, and I don't have
beautiful.
a wonderful voice. So, it's just one of those things that, I mean, she's got a societal advantage over a lot of people to become the pop star she is. And she's extremely talented, a wonderful songwriter, too.
Yeah, and it can be dictated by where you grow up as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if you're born in Los Angeles, you got a hand up.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, but then you got somebody like Zach Galifianakis who lives right down the road from us.
Zach Galifianakis lives down the road from us?
Yes.
What?
He lives in. He was born in Wilkesboro, and he has a home in Hendersonville.
Okay. I'm sure he lives in California. He just has a home in Hendersonville.
Apparently, he spends most of his time here.
That's crazy.
There was some guys that was at the local pub the other night, and Jason Momoa showed up.
Where was this? What bar?
Hillman's in Old Fort.
In Old Fort?
Yeah.
Jason Momoa showed up in Old
Yes.
Fort. What the hell?
I know, right?
The fuck? Are you serious? Jason Momoa showed up.
Zach Galifianakis and Owen Wilson made the movie Mastermind in Old Fort.
Well, yeah, I know there's a lot of movies that have been made around here. I just don't imagine, like, celebrities hanging out here. Now, I know Asheville's different.
Yeah.
A lot of celebrities come to Asheville. Why, I don't know. Well, I do know why. I mean, it's just like, San Francisco, only it's in, North Carolina.
There's actually signs in San Francisco that say, "Don't like San Francisco? Try Asheville."
Well, it's so bad, though. Asheville's such a trashy city now. It's so bad. It's just like San Francisco in that aspect. It's gone to shit.
The motto of Asheville is "Keep Asheville Weird." They are doing an astonishingly good job of it.
See, I disagree. I think they're doing a horrible job. They're not keeping Asheville weird. They're making it dangerous and horrible. They're making it a dumpster fire. Now, weird's great. I'm all about weird. But they're making it like, I don't know. I mean, weird is the artist who's sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Weird would be like the artist who is, lofty and liberal and just
Lofty.
yeah, lofty and liberal and does their own thing to the beat of their own drummer. That's weird. Asheville is like mental illness, homeless, stab you.
Yeah.
I mean, the drummer for my band, Neil, when he had his baby, they were in the hospital, and there was a guy come in because I think he had one. What was it? Oh, he had a hole in his penis. And he told Neil that as he come in. He's like, "I got a hole in my dick." And Neil was like, "You should have one." He's like, "I got more than one." And I was like,
"Oh,
yeah.
my."
That's Asheville. That's Asheville for you.
Yeah, but the hippie culture there, like, I'm fine with hippie culture to a certain extent.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a point where that you cross that bridge of hippie culture where that I'm like, I'm not digging this as much now.
Yeah, for real.
The peace and love thing, that's cool. I think that more people should abide by that in this earth and are on this earth, and we should learn to love and care for each other more to make the world a better place. But
I'd like to buy the world a cup.
But the problem is some of the generalizations that you make about hippies are kind of true.
Well, I mean, the generalizations exist for a reason. There's generalizations you can make about any group of people that are going to be accurate. Stereotypes exist for a reason.
Let's just say I don't like really smelly people.
Well, God, no. Who does? Oh, smelly people like other smelly people because
they can't smell each other.
They can't smell anything because their noses are singed from the horrible stench that is hippies.
I was in... Where's a little town that's got the college in the town? Hot Springs. There we go.
Hot Springs.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they have a college. There's Mars Hill. They have
It's beyond Mars Hill where that they got the tubs of water, the hot springs under the ground.
That would be Hot Springs.
Is it Hot Springs?
That's Hot Springs, yeah.
So I used to go down there catfishing quite a bit because that's one of my pastimes that I...
Did you go catfishing in the hot spring? Because they're man-made. Like the hot springs, down there, it's hot springs are man-made, and they're just basically hot tubs in the ground that people go sit in.
But with this one, They were having some kind of huge hippie festival down there, and we ended up going to go catfishing, and let's just say we didn't end up catfishing at all.
What the hell did you wind up doing?
We ended up in like a big circle with a bunch of hippies, and everybody was partying and smoking weed and everything else. And this was back whenever I was in my 20s,
Right.
and it was an interesting night.
Oh, I'm sure. I can imagine, man. Like, I mean, you're that close to Asheville. It's bound to be. I mean, that's where the hippies came from, obviously. It's probably just spill over from a drum circle in downtown Asheville.
You're probably right. but it was the craziest thing because, mind you, they all smelled bad, but everybody was like so helpful towards each other, and they was so nice to each other. There was no arguments, no fighting, no bickering among anybody, and they was just
Right.
chill. And
Well, that's because everyone was high.
yeah.
You get them drunk, and the opposite's going to happen.
Well, I mean, some people there were drunk. Well, they was drunk and high, I guess.
Right.
But it was it was a very unusual setting to be in because 4 of us went down there, big burly country guys, and here we was chilling with a bunch of hippies, and they was just like, yeah, come hang out with us, and it was just like so welcoming and warm. And
Yeah. But, you know, it's not... You don't have to be a hippie to be that way. There's a lot of, you know, really great people. I've hung out with people who are the exact opposite end of the spectrum in terms of, like, socioeconomics that are just as loving and caring and wonderful, but they smell good and they're completely loaded and rich and, you know, don't live in vans down by the river.
very true. Yeah.
Speaking of big burly country guys, though, you know, this is a perfect segue to this story. When I was trying to find you at the Wizard. So I used to be in a band called Broken Mercy, and by the way, we've got over 200 people watching us right now.
Holy cow!
I know, right? What the fuck? How did that even happen? I have no idea. But anyway,
It's because I'm on here.
it obviously is, because that's never happened on any of my live streams. I have like one person for 5 seconds and they disappear. But anyway, yeah. So I played in a brand. I played in a rock band, hard rock band, and Jerry, you were at a club, a biker bar, which just turned out to be an absolute horrible shit show. It was awful.
It really was.
It was the worst bar I've ever been in my life.
But at that point in time in my life, let me just say that most of the time I kept my head completely shaved.
Oh, you were having a blast. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I was. But my head was always shaved. I had big hoop earrings in. I wore a black T-shirt most of the time, blue jeans, and biker boots.
Right.
That was my outfit day in and day out. That was what I wore.
Which is the exact opposite of me.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so yeah, I'm. Jerry calls and he's like, "Hey, there's this dude here. He books the bands. He wants to meet you and talk to you." And I was like, "All right, cool. We'll head down." And I got another buddy of mine, a mutual friend, to drive me down there because I decided on the way down to eat 2 hits of LSD.
Double
Yeah.
hits
So
of
it was
LSD.
4 hits of acid,
Yeah.
and it kicked in well before I got there because it was like an hour trip, and to the bar. We didn't have GPS. We couldn't find it. So I'm going into these gas stations asking for directions to the Wizard.
You show me where the Wizard
Yeah,
is.
like, can you tell me where the Wizard is with a head full of acid? And then they would tell me because they knew what I was talking about. And I would go back out to the car, and he'd be like, "All right, where do we go?" And I'd be like, "I don't know, man." It was just completely gone.
Let's just drive around.
So fast forward like 20, 30 minutes, we actually find the Wizard. We found the bar. And I'm full on peaking at this point. Like, I am tripping hard.
He sends me a message on my phone.
I guess I don't know. I may have.
Yeah. You sent me a message on my phone, and before you went into the bar, you said, "Dude, what are you wearing so I can find you?"
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. See, I don't remember that. No, I guess you told me.
Yeah. Well, I went from having hair to I had my head shaved. I was wearing a black T-shirt and blue jeans. And what did you walk in on?
I walked in to a sea of people with bald heads, black shirts, and blue jeans, and I'm tripping acid, and it's like trying to find fucking Where's Waldo on acid, right? And who was playing? What band was playing?
Rebel Sun.
Rebel Sun. So
it was the Rags and Rods.
Oh my
tour.
God, some biker band's playing, and I'm just like, I looked at my buddy who drove me down there, and I was like, we need to get the hell out of here, like right now. This is really not good. I don't need to be here. We need to leave. And then you just found me. You're like, dude. And I was like, okay, everything's okay. There's Jerry. And then you're like, here, meet Garrett. And there's Garrett. And I had to meet Garrett and talk to Garrett.
With a head full of
acid.
With
a head full of acid. No clue what the hell he's talking about. He's talking about booking bands and booking us and how he loves his job because he, just listens to music all day. And I'm like, yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'm so into this.
And the whole time I'm just like, I need to leave. I need to leave. I need to leave. I need to leave.
In your head, you was going, ah!
Oh, yeah, very much so. Very much so. Very, very much so. Hang on a minute here. We may have another guest coming on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we may have another guest coming on. Let me message him. Old Neil. He just tried to FaceTime audio.
Man, I'd be so happy to see Neil.
Yep.
He was another one that we used to have a lot of good times with.
Oh, God, yeah, we did. Yeah, we had so much fun with Neil. And he's one that made it out, man. Good on him, too. I'm so glad he made it out.
I think there might have been 7 of us that actually made it out. And the rest of them are either still in the game or they are dead.
It's so sad, dude.
Yeah.
It's so sad. And one of them killed the other one on, one situation. There was one situation where there was a car accident. I know we joke a lot and we tell these funny stories that we, from our past where we used to do stupid shit and we used to do drugs. But really drugs, they really do destroy lives. Like hardcore destroy lives. Because I'm very lucky that my partying and my drug use didn't turn into an addiction.
Yeah.
I'm very, very fortunate. And it did in some aspects because I got addicted to cigarettes, which is whatever. I guess it did turn into an addiction eventually.
I was pretty hardcore addicted to quite a few different things for a while.
I wasn't, thankfully. No, well, I wasn't addicted. Like, I didn't have physical dependence on anything at that point. And I stopped before I got to that point.
I did have physical dependence.
Yeah.
And I suffered with all kinds of DTs, and it took me a good long 5 to 7 years of struggling with it.
Yeah.
To actually be able to finally walk away and be like, this isn't the life for me.
The worst DTs I dealt with, honestly, man, was cigarettes.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
cigarettes
dude.
are the devil.
Dude. So when I come off cigarettes, if those that don't know me, I was diagnosed in 2018 with renal cell carcinoma with kidney cancer. And I got diagnosed in the ER. They found it because I started pissing blood. And I went home. On the way home, I wadded up a pack of Camel Lights. I smoked a pack a day at least. Threw them out the window, and I've not had one since. But the next, 48 hours after that were absolute hell. Because I was so distraught from my cancer diagnosis that I didn't think about smoking. But I was going through the physical withdrawals of not having nicotine, which made everything a billion times worse. I probably should have kept smoking for a day or two and then quit.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
And I remember whenever I found out, you come to me and told me. Where was you whenever you told me?
Oh yeah, we were at Hippie's, one of our best friends' funerals.
Yeah.
But one of your best friends' funerals, him and I had a falling out at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was insane.
And you was like, "Hey, dude.
Yeah.
I got some crap to tell you."
And you were like, "Hey, dude, I got some crap to tell you."
Yeah.
Man, life's crazy.
It is crazy.
Life's crazy.
I mean, it's so strange that we are where that we're at now in life, and so many things have evolved and changed around us in the past 20 years?
Oh man, well, Yeah, I mean, just within our lives, everything's kind of changed in the past like 5 years, I'd say.
But I mean,
that-
just throughout mine and your friendship.
oh yeah, yeah. Dude, the world itself has changed. I mean, my God, Donald Trump was president for 4 years.
Yeah.
That turned the world upside down.
I don't
And-
know if it turned it upside down.
Oh,
but
it absolutely did.
it was very entertaining.
It absolutely turned the world upside down. Now, I'm not saying he turned the world upside down, but his presidency itself, just the fact that he was in that position, turned the world upside down because everybody reacted to it in the manner that they did, which fucking turned the world upside down.
Yeah.
Love him or hate him, it is what it is. Some people love him, some people hate him. But man alive, like that, 2016 really changed like a lot of shit.
I can't help but feel like, as far as him as a character, though, that he was always like, okay, guys, I'm getting ready to go out here and do a press release. And he nudged somebody and said, watch this. Because it was like a soap opera of stuff just to watch every day.
24/7.
Yeah.
24/7. It was an absolute dumpster fire of shit. And it's the same now. It's just as bad.
And he's one of
just
those
as bad.
people where that I don't really love him, I don't really hate him, but boy, he was amazing to watch.
The whole world was amazing to watch at that point.
Yeah.
It really was. Man, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
You know, as far as like everybody's political agendas and stuff like that, anymore I am to the point with political agendas of I don't care what your political agenda is. It doesn't matter.
I disagree. I think it very much so matters. I think it very much so matters. But, you know, I don't base like my friendships off of that.
But so many people do.
Right,
And
right.
and I don't care who you vote for or voted for or what you like or what you don't like as far as politics. Who are you as a person?
Well, if your political leanings and your political ideology are your whole person, then I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah. So let me give you a prime example of this. This happened to me and Drew in the bank the other day.
Yeah.
People who tend to use their political agenda to rule out everything about their life, it falls into the same lines as people who use their sexuality to frame who that they are as a person, which is completely ignorant. But this threw me for a loop. So Drew is standing in line, and there is a man who is probably in his 40s behind him, and a very elderly lady who is probably in her 70s behind him. And they're waiting in line, and the man looks at the woman just as Ginger Chat would go and says, "Hey, how are you today?" Her response was something crazy as far as a year. It was in 1963. The Lord saved me from being a victim of a gang rape. What kind of intro line is that?
So she said, she just led with that. She led with,
That was her opening statement
Oh
to,
my God.
"Hey, how are you?"
that's awful. What on earth?
Do people actually think
Wow.
that anybody wants to talk to you whenever that's your opener? Okay.
Hey, how are you? Well, I was sexually assaulted yesterday. Okay. Wow.
How do you even start to remotely respond to anything like that?
I mean, I guess you would, I don't know, it would be hard. I guess I would just be like, well, you know, I'm sorry. That's awful. That's terrible. I hope you have sought help in dealing with that. I don't know.
Are you okay?
I don't know, man.
I mean, anybody who goes through something like that, by all means, I feel sorry for you.
Hang on a minute. Maybe, just maybe, it was her way of shutting down the conversation. She didn't want to talk to him. You know, it's like, you don't want to do small talk. You run into someone in Walmart and you're like, oh my God, it's them. And they come up and they're like, hey, how are you? And you're like, I'm good. Do the whole small talk thing. Well, you want to shut it down and make it awkward real quick? Hey, how are you? My house burned down 10 minutes ago. Oh man, I'm so sorry. It's okay. Well, I'll see you. Bye.
Hey, bud, how are you doing today? I just killed 3 people. Oh!
All right.
You know, the whole synopsis of that is political agendas, and
I don't know that that's a political agenda, though.
No,
That's
no,
just a
no,
really weird story to
yeah.
open with, like to a stranger.
I'm just saying that anybody who, like, she has made that story part of her personality.
Okay, yeah, so that's letting trauma define who you are.
If I let trauma define who that I was, wow. Yeah.
As soon as you said the R word, our viewership dropped like crazy. Whew. That's funny.
I wouldn't even know.
I would. I don't know. I don't know how you would respond to that.
What would you? I mean, I could tell you stories for days about me as a child and things that happened, but it is not part of who that I am now. And political agendas and things of that nature, it's just wow. That I don't even know. You know, if trauma's happened to you, seek somebody to talk to.
Yeah, seek help. Help. Get professional help. Find a counselor. Find a psychiatrist. Whatever you need to do.
But do not make it part of who that you are, because that demon, whatever it is conquering you.
It'll eat you alive.
Yeah. It's just
it'll eat you alive.
So yeah. I have had so many strange things happen to me now that I'm dealing with the public again.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad I don't do that anymore.
I have forgot how weird that the public actually is.
Yeah.
I just, what?
Yep. Yep. Well, and you're dealing with them in a capacity that I've never dealt with them before, so I wouldn't even know how to respond or react to that. I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, you meet some really cool people, but you meet way more mean people, and you meet way more really odd people.
I think everybody should have to work in customer service at least once in their lives.
Absolutely.
At least once. Tell us a funny story while I get this Skype call with Neil set up.
A funny story.
Yep. Tell us one about Harold.
Boy, you put me on the spot. Okay, Harold, back in the day.
Back to Harold. For those who are just joining, Harold is an acquaintance that Jerry and I used to have who has passed on now, that done a lot of substances with us. Older gentleman. So,
yeah, Harold, one night we had actually come across, do you remember the Beavis and Butthead?
Mm-hmm.
So we give Harold some of the Beavis and Butthead. And that was the night that we went to Pizza Hut, and then we went to Harold's house. And I freaked out in Pizza Hut because I peeked in Pizza Hut. And then we left, and I was we had went to Harold's house, and after we give it to Harold, we hung out with him for about 2 hours. And I went to use the bathroom, and I come back out of the bathroom, and these guys were world-class fishermen. They love to fish. And he's standing staring at the wall, and I said, "What you doing, Harold?" And he said, "Well, I've been standing here watching this fish swim." And he swore up and down that there was a fish swimming on the side of the wall. That is genuine Harold right there.
That's amazing. Well,
That
that's
is-
what LSD will do to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what LSD will do to you. That's what it'll
Groovy
do.
music.
I know. You can't hear it on the stream yet because I'm calling Neil in. We're going to add another guest to the stream here if I can. Hopefully.
Mr. Neil.
If he'll answer. I don't know if he'll answer or not.
Now, does he still live just right down the road here?
No, he doesn't. He's moved a good bit away from us.
Right on.
He didn't answer. That's all
Of
right.
course he didn't answer.
Neil.
So,
Oh, dude. I got a good story.
I
I got a
hit me.
good story. Super Bowl Sunday 2004.
Oh, my God.
It was the day that the day the Carolina Panthers played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Wasn't that the day that that was the very
Neil
first...
was involved in this one.
Yeah, Neil was involved in it, and Josh. What is Josh's last name?
I don't know. Okay, we almost got him.
He was one of your really good friends too.
Yeah. I won't bring that into it. There we go. Okay,
But
hang on. Hey Neil, how are you, man?
what's up, dude? No sound.
Yeah, I ain't got no sound for you. I don't have any sound.
He looks so much different now.
I know, right? Let me change his name here. Still no sound, buddy.
Cool background.
Oh, yeah, that is cool.
I heard him for just a second.
Yep.
Hey,
Say something.
you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, man.
Well, that is a huge delay.
Is it? So we're sitting here, and I was just getting
I
ready
think so.
to tell the story about Super Bowl Sunday 2004.
This was also Beavis and Butthead, was it not?
No, this wasn't. So that day I bought, well, a few days
I don't
before
remember
that.
anything about Beavis and Butthead.
Right. I bought an entire sheet of LSD, a whole sheet of acid. And we all ate a lot of that.
Now hold on. Let's the first part of this is you had given me some and you had to work that night.
Yep. Yeah, you were the guinea pig. We wanted you to test it out.
Yeah, and I took like a buttload of it.
Yep.
And that was, I don't even remember what that we was talking about, but I started talking about an octigator. Do you remember?
I remember the octigator, yes. So I'm at work. Jerry's tripping, and I get off work at 7 that morning because I worked night shift in a hotel, and I ate a 10 strip. Neil, what time did you make it over to the house? Do you remember?
It was still daylight. I don't know.
It was probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock.
Honestly, I can't remember.
I do
pretty
remember
sure
that whenever you come
Mom
over.
or Dad dropped me off. It may have been.
Yeah, your dad dropped you off, and I was shirtless in the back behind Josh's house with a fisherman hat on, and it was rolled up on the sides. Do you remember that?
Do you remember what you said?
I have no unearthly idea. There's no telling.
You said, "I feel like a Norwegian warrior." Or no, it was. Do I look like a Norwegian warrior?
Oh, my God.
And
That's what it was.
And I think that was one of the first times of me and you really getting to know each other, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was one of the first times you met Neil. I do believe.
I guess so. Yeah, I think so.
What a hell of an intro.
Wow. So yeah, I started off with a 10 strip, And I got so fucked up on that 10 strip. I was sneaking hits of acid from myself. I would go and get another 10 strip out of the freezer and like look at. I think I looked at Neil. I think I told you, or maybe it was another friend. I told him not to tell me I took it.
Yeah, I know for a fact that between me and you, we took right out of half a page.
Yeah. Yep, we did. Neil, do you remember
That's a lot.
Do you remember the sandwich?
I do remember the sandwich.
It was. Tell us about the sandwich. I just vaguely remember. I
Wait,
remember eating
you,
the bloody sandwich.
Or was it me that had the sandwich?
Maybe it was you that had the I don't remember who had the sandwich, but I know there was a sandwich somewhere.
Somebody didn't want to eat it because...
Oh, you had this. Yes, okay, it was
something.
you.
I
You
can't
made a
remember what.
sandwich, and it looked like a person. It looked like a face to you after that, and you were like, "Oh, I don't want to eat it now."
I do remember.
I think that's right, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I do remember something about the sandwich because I think I spent a good hour in the bathroom upstairs.
Yeah.
And do you remember me telling you the story of the bathroom?
No. I mean, I'm probably due at that point. I know it happened, but I don't remember it.
You had this rickety ass clothes basket that sat right in front of the toilet.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And you would touch this thing and it would like rock back and forth because it was like so badly made. And I went to sit down on the toilet, and whenever I did, my hand hit this rickety clothes basket and it started rocking back and forth. In my head, I was like, I am on a boat. And there was a cat poster that was hanging on the wall. Why the hell you had a cat poster hanging on the wall?
I don't know.
But the cat was meowing at me. I don't know how long that I was in that bathroom, but I know it was a good.
It was a Norwegian cat.
It was a Norwegian for the Norwegian warrior.
And
oh my God!
I remember what brought me out of the bathroom.
What, the hand of God picked you up and moved you out?
You was fighting a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Oh yeah,
And
it
you
was.
threw the vacuum
Was that the
cleaner.
night that Brody had a knife too?
No, that was a totally different knife, or not. That was a totally different knife,
I
and
couldn't
not.
remember.
But I also remember who was there. It was your cousin. I can't remember what his name was. The only thing that I know him as, still to this day, is El Toro.
El Toro. I don't know if was he there.
He was there.
God, I don't
That
remember.
was the El Toro night. 100%.
I swear, I think it was a different night.
Who was that?
That was a cousin of mine who came over and got drunk on tequila, and it was a bottle of El Toro tequila, and he wore the little sombrero that was the cap on his head, going, "I'm El Toro."
The Mexican bull.
The Mexican bull.
I don't know if I don't know if I was there for
No,
that.
you weren't there. It was just the three, me, Jerry, I, and Jerry, Luke, and I. But that background's cool, Neil.
Yeah, I really like that. What is it?
It picked it for me.
It is very much
I don't know what
you.
it is.
That is very you.
Well, thank you. Is that
You remind me of a decrepit cactus tree bush. I love you too.
Well, I appreciate that, Jerry.
Man, the quality of the stream looks great.
You remind me of a olive drab couch. that
I'll
you're
have
sitting
you
on.
know that is sage. That's the color of the couch is sage.
Sage.
It looks olive drab to me.
Yeah.
It does.
This
Quite
is an army
drab.
couch. Army couch.
Yeah, that's an army couch.
Right.
Like the legless couch. You missed it earlier. We were telling the story about the legless couch up in my apartment.
Do you remember the legless couch?
The legless couch?
Yeah, the one that sat on the floor in the smoke room of my apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that.
You may actually have to kill that background. It keeps taking your nose off on the stream, and it looks super weird.
I kind of like it.
There you go.
The lag is really creeping me out.
See, I don't have any lag on my end.
Let's see what we got here.
Whoa.
How about that?
Well, the microphone looks funky. There we go.
Microphone's gone.
Now the microphone's
If I
disappeared.
get away from the microphone,
Yeah, there we go.
it's gone.
Cool.
But if I touch it or I get in front of it,
So are
Boom, there
you
it is.
in New York or
It appears.
Boston? Where are you
It's
at?
in
there?
Boston. He just got back from
up
parking the
Seattle, actually.
car. Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you park a car in the hobby
Up
yard?
the baby screaming.
Not in Seattle, you don't. Seattle, you
Oh,
just...
Seattle.
Seen that coming.
Yeah, that's Boston where you park a car in
Boston.
the hobby yard.
Boston. Oh, wow. That's super retro.
You know, it is so funny for
going back to
somebody
Windows.
Southern to be making fun of somebody
There we
with a
go.
northern accent.
I know, right? We're like, hey, Garrett, turkey bird, burst, bird, bird. 'Cause that's how we talk to them. That's how we sound.
You know,
Hey, Joey, go park the car.
You know the one thing that I absolutely hate is being Southern and having a Southern dialect. People just think you're stupid.
Well, in my case, they're not
really do.
wrong. I mean, maybe they just assume I'm stupid anyway, but no, I get it. There is a stigma that goes along with having the Southern drawl. Yeah, there's definitely that.
Yeah, there's a huge stigma there for it.
And you know, to our northern friends, they're listening.
But you got to
us.
admit, people that sound northern, they sound to us like someone that is an idiot that acts like they know everything.
That's true.
It's
There's
true.
a stigma there too.
There's a Harold Mckinney story. You just reminded me of one.
Oh God.
Harold Mckinney worked at
Oh, gosh.
Joe Howe's.
What?
Yeah, he
That was a little store here, by the way, a little general store. Yes, we actually had those. We really had just general stores
yeah.
back in the day. But
And he was at this general store.
They had general things in them.
He said that a guy from Florida come in and he had just bought a house in the area and that he was having stovepipe problems. I've got two of these stories that are amazing.
okay.
So he lifts the counter and the guy ends up following him to the back and he's talking to him at the front counter and tells him that he wants a half a joint of stovepipe.
A half a joint.
A half a joint of stovepipe.
That's a odd unit of measurement to me.
So he goes to the back and there's a guy up on a ladder and he does not realize that the guy from Florida followed him to the back.
Okay.
And he said, whatever the guy's name was, "Hey Bill, some son of a bitch out here wants a half a joint of stovepipe." And he turned around and the guy was standing right behind him and he went, "And here's the guy who needs the other half." That is some quick thinking.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So here's you another one.
Well, this seems like it's.
Go ahead, Neil.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Another one is I worked with a guy and his name was Red, and his family owned a general store in Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, he was working in this general store, and the guy walked up to him, and he said, or a woman walked up to him, and she was from New York, and she said, "I'm looking for some Tampax." And he heard not Tampax. He said, "Do you want the kind that you drive in with your finger or you push in, or you drive in with a hammer or you push in with your finger?"
He heard thumbtacks.
He heard thumbtacks. This lady raised hell at him.
Well, when you walk in and ask somebody for some tampons, in your mind, she didn't use that word, and they ask if you want to drive them in with a hammer.
Or push them in with your thumb. Oh.
Well, guys, this has been
Gotta
fun.
go. All right, Neil. Peace out, dude.
Other than the lag, it seems like it worked pretty good.
Cool. Cool. Go take care of your youngin', dude.
Love you, dude. Peace.
All right, man. We'll say bye, Jerry.
Later, dude.
Later.
Oh, Neil's a character.
That was very nice to see, Neil.
Yeah, I know. You've not seen him in forever.
I have not.
Dude, I'm so lucky that he's drumming for my band.
You are.
God,
He's an amazing drummer.
He is so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. I got really lucky, man. I've got top shelf musicians in the band now.
Whatever happened to...
Top shelf.
Oh, damn, man.
Well, I just hadn't talked to him in a while. I don't know. Hadn't talked to him in a minute.
It's been a long time since I've heard from him, talked to him, anything.
Yeah. Hadn't talked to him in a long time. I don't know what he's up to
And
now.
there's a lot of like Jordan. Jordan's another one. I'd love to know how that he's doing. I never hear nothing.
He's doing
from
well
him anymore.
He's doing well. He's doing really well. The Broken Mercy days. I used to be in a band called Broken Mercy. When I was telling the story earlier about going into the Wizard on Acid to book my band, that's who it was. We were a radio rock band, kind of in the same vein as, I don't know, like, how would you describe Broken Mercy?
They were hard rock, thrash metal.
I would, yeah.
Kind of brimmed, and then there was some prog rock in there as well.
When I was on guitar, for sure.
So yeah, there was a few stints of different kinds of metal that y'all played, but you did have some radio time.
We did. We played with some national acts. We opened for some national acts on big shows. That was so much fun.
Yeah,
So much fun.
And I got to go around with you and help you do all of the setups, and it was something that kind of enlivened a love in a different way of music for me.
Well, when you get to see the nuts and bolts of how things work for like a local gigging band, it really gives you a different appreciation
It's
for
hard
things.
work, man.
Dude, it is. It is. I mean, you're loading in, you're loading out, you're setting everything up to play for what, fucking 30 minutes? You're
Yeah,
making $5 and then you're done.
Yeah, and once you're done, you have to tear down and get out because another band is coming behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy that you put in that much work and make, as you said, $5, $10, $15.
Make shit money. Well, and in our defense, we really didn't know what we were doing in that aspect. We were running it like a band, and we should have been running it like a business.
Yeah.
Going back, hindsight's always 20/20, but the project I'm doing now, granted it's apples and oranges, it's nothing like Broken Mercy. I'm taking a very different approach to it. I'm marketing it as a product more than I am just a band.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what, you have to sell yourself.
Yeah, you do. You do.
And at that point in time, y'all was getting radio play.
We were.
You were doing well, and it was one of those things where that you didn't have a proper promoter behind you other than, God, what was his name? Vegas?
Oh no, he was the bass player for another band.
He was, but
Danny Vegas is what he called himself.
But the way that he promoted things,
mm-hmm.
he should do that for a living.
Oh, absolutely. He's a chef now. He's a professional chef.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah, like a legit professional chef. Like I see his stuff on Instagram all the time. He's making shit that looks like Gordon Ramsay prepared it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, holy hell.
He was a cop, wasn't he?
I think he was a corrections officer or prison guard or something.
Yeah, something of that nature.
He was in law enforcement, but yeah, now he's a professional chef.
Yeah, that is mind blowing.
So was the guitar player for that band. He's also a chef.
Guitar player.
Rob.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a chef too now.
Guy, he played a Razor all of the time.
The Razorback. Yep, the dime Razorbacks. Man, I wish to God I had kept all my dime guitars.
They're worth so much money now.
They are the dime. Well, it's not even that. I just, I've only got one.
It's nostalgia too.
It is because I love Dimebag. I love everything he did.
But it wasn't a very comfortable guitar to play from what I've heard.
No, and it's, they were built for Dime to his specs, and my style is nowhere anything close to Dime's. I'm not that good, number one, and number two, I just have a different, set of needs. But I wish I'd have kept them all because I had a bunch. I had a bunch of dime guitars.
When are we going to start a jazz band?
Soon. Soon.
You know, there's not much of a call for that style of music anymore.
There is, just not around here.
I've got to say, dude, there's some jazz that I really do dig.
Oh, I love jazz.
Yeah.
I've really gotten into like this lo-fi jazz music recently, man.
And it's so weird as far as music. Like, me and you hit on so many levels whenever it comes to music. You do not want to get in a car with me and listen to a shuffle in any way whatsoever because it's all over the place.
I've got this really bad habit of getting super hyper-focused on like 5 songs and just listening to them on loop all the time.
Yeah, but you have a different mindset about it because in all actuality, you're listening to them on loop because you're learning them.
Well, that's true. But then once I learn them, I become obsessed with them and just listen to them all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know.
So today is it the 14th?
Today's the 14th, yeah.
14th.
Yeah.
So we've got another half a month, and me and you,
We're going to see Ghost.
we're going to see Ghost
I can't
together.
wait.
Me neither, dude.
I can't wait to see Ghost. That's my favorite band in the entire world. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love Ghost.
But the thing about it is not even a lot of people. I mean, Ghost is popular,
Extremely.
but there's in general society, you couldn't be like, hey, do you listen to Ghost?
They're not the most mainstream band.
Right.
No, no, they're not. And I never gave them a chance because their imagery, I just assumed they were another awful black metal band, you know, that sounded like they had recorded something on an Alf tape recorder.
They're amazing.
Oh my
though.
God, they're so good. They're so good. Everything about them, their songwriting, it's top notch. And I get so much shit. I know I do because they're not a metal band and they're unabashedly satanic. But I love
they're hard rock. Is that?
I don't know. I don't know what I would. They're just Ghost, man. I don't know what I would call them.
But I mean, their music is beautiful.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, I spent a lot of time listening to Dream Theater, Symphony X, a lot of the prog bands, Rush, and I hear so many elements of that in their music. I hear so many proggy elements in their music. It's not even funny. Their music is very well written, and Tobias Forge is to thank for that.
Yeah.
Good old Tobias.
That would be another epic thing is to... have you been to a Dream Theater concert ever?
I've not.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would. It would. And I've never seen Dream Theater. The reason I haven't seen Dream Theater live is because Portnoy left the band. And, man, when Portnoy left the band, that really killed it for me.
Hey, you want to throw rocks at me?
What?
I did see Portnoy live, but I seen him with A7X.
With Avenged Sevenfold?
Yep.
I saw them with the Rev, and I was glad to see them. I got to see them with the Rev. I wouldn't throw rocks at you for that. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Because
You
Mike
motherfucking-
Portnoy is one of the gods of drumming.
Oh, yeah. Portnoy's one of my favorite drummers.
He's right up there with Neil Peart
Yeah.
for me.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, him and Peart were just so...
I
good.
got to say Bonham.
Bonham's drumming, yeah.
You know, the most special thing to me about Bonham's drumming was whenever he would start doing hand drums.
Oh, yeah, during Moby Dick.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I would give anything to see that in person.
Man, I would give anything to see the original Led Zeppelin in person. That would be pretty epic. But, you know, he's dead and all.
Yeah,
That whole
well,
death thing.
You know, it's crazy to me that what's the sound-alike band that sounds like Led Zeppelin
Oh,
now that's
God.
so mainstream?
Oh, I don't remember their names. I wish you hadn't asked me. I could have told you. Shit. What's the name of that band? I'm going to have to... Jamie, look that up for us. Let's see who is. I'll look it up here. I'm Jamie, by the way. I have to look things up myself.
But
Led Zeppelin sound-alike band. I'm going to feel so stupid. Yeah, there they are.
yeah, there they are.
Who is that? Who is that? What's their name? Someone in the chat tell me what that band is that sounds like Led freaking Zeppelin, this new band.
So I can't see your scrolling chat, and that's one of the things that I generally like to do is I like to interact with scrolling chat.
Well, Neil just retracted a message. Neil, what is the... Greta Van Fleet.
Greta, yeah. Well,
Greta Van Fleet.
might as well be called Fleek.
Greta on fleek.
Yeah.
Thanks, Neil. Thank you. Even though he said Gretna Van Fleet. But he corrected it.
It's kind of like they took the sound and what was Led Zeppelin and they tweaked it and redefined it for themselves, which I'm happy for them and that they've got fame from doing that. But it kind of bends my spine a little bit whenever people directly correlate the two.
Well, I mean, so they were a band that was just obsessed with Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
That came out sounding like Led Zeppelin because that's what they were. They loved Led Zeppelin. And I don't really like them. They're not my cup of tea.
Yeah, they're not really my cup of tea, but
they should have been a Led Zeppelin tribute band.
Absolutely.
That's what they should. And they probably were. I don't know. I don't know their history, but they may have started out that way. For all I know, they did. They certainly sound like they did.
Yeah.
But they should be a Led Zeppelin tribute band.
But, that's another thing like the band Blackberry Smoke. Have you listened to them at all?
I've not listened to Blackberry Smoke, no.
Blackberry Smoke sounds like Leonard Skinner and Tom Petty had a baby.
Oh, man.
Oh,
man.
He can sing almost identical to Tom Petty.
That's one sweet home Mary Jane.
He has a vibe about him. The whole band does that is very Leonard Skinner-esque. And I can honestly say that I have fallen in love with this band.
Really?
They are their lyrics hit, the songs hit, the music is good. The whole vibe from their music is absolutely great. And I'm such a big fan. I still haven't got to see them live yet, which kind of rubs me the wrong way because they played at the Tin Shed in Maryville, Tennessee here just a little while back, and I had a chance.
Yeah.
But I had to work.
Right.
And I was like,
Dude, I can't believe Weird Al put on such a freaking good show last night.
I'm so happy that you got to go and see him because
that's my second time seeing him. Yeah, and he's fucking amazing.
I've never been able to see him
Dude.
live.
So the tour he's doing now, he's not really playing any of his parodies. He's playing all his deep cuts, their original stuff. And it was so good because the last time I saw him, he played all parodies with some original stuff in there, but I really wanted to hear a lot of songs that were his deeper cuts that he didn't play. But this time he played them, and they were just fucking amazing.
Yeah, well, one of the things about Weird Al that, he is a parody musician.
Mm-hmm. He's a comedian.
But he is such a talented person.
Oh, very much so.
My favorite song by him, thanks to you, that I've listened to 100,000 times, and I firmly believe that Weird Al Yankovic could put Eminem to shame.
Oh, rapping?
Rapping.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Hardware Store. Dude,
yeah.
There is a 40 to 50 second segment in that song
where he sings just as fast, if not almost as fast as Eminem rapped in his song.
But there's no breaths taken because he is a professional musician.
Mm-hmm.
And because he plays so many different instruments, he knows, what do they call it, where that you breathe through your nose and out through your lungs, and it's continuous air passage.
I know what you're talking about.
And he can speak at the same time that he's doing it and never take a breath.
Mm-hmm. He put on a great show. He really did put on a great. It was amazing. His band is phenomenal.
Yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. And I love their stage setup is minimalist. It's pretty minimalist. There's not a lot going on.
You have Weird Al. You don't need anything else.
Well, I mean, just the amount of production that went into their live show the last time I saw them was a lot more because they did costume changes and everything. But this go around, it was a lot different.
More personal.
Yeah, it was definitely, they had 3 stools sitting out front, and you had the drummer and the keyboardist in the back. Everyone was sitting down. It was a lot more relaxed, a lot less formal of a performance, but they were still just fantastic. Fantastic. Well, man, this has been fun.
It has definitely been fun.
Everybody, thank you for joining us. Jerry, what have you got to plug?
I'm going to be starting my stream back on Facebook coming up this coming Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's Goofball Gaming on Facebook.
So how do they find you? Just facebook.com/goofballgaming?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. And everybody like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I hate that you have to do that now, but you do because the algorithms are stupid and they suck. But yeah, share this nonsense with all your friends and make them suffer through it too. And
I'll end it out as I do all of my other ones. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Later, guys.